Okay, this is the KBO KP1 electric scooter, and we're out for our first test drive. It did have a battery. Top speed is 20 miles an hour. We'll walk through. I've got a wired mic or a wireless mic on, so we'll be talking as we ride. So the electricity is going to kick in on that first pedal. So one of the beautiful things about this is you can just click right here on this left trigger, and the electricity kicks in, and you don't have to really ride. Top speed is 20 miles an hour. You've got your rear brakes on the right, your front brakes on the left, and your gear shift is over here. Obviously, we're doing safety first with a helmet. And we're at top speed right now. We're at 21 miles an hour without any pedaling. Smooth ride. The shocks up with everything. The fatty tires are fantastic. So let's jump right in. We're going to unbox this. I'd say you want to have some wire cutters. Or a really sharp knife. It's got a bunch of zip ties all over. You could probably do this on the ground. It would probably be a lot easier, to be honest, but I wanted to make sure that you got a good view of everything. So some of the parts just have tape around them, and that's more to protect the frame. The battery, which is removable from reading everything online. One thing that I should let you know, there's two keys right here that do not come in this box. So there's two keys that we'll talk about. We'll talk about this box as well. It does come with some assembly instructions. They're pretty easy. You could just scan this QR code right here and go with that. Now the handlebars are connected but not installed, so I'm assuming that we're going to need a wrench or a ratchet or something like that. If you've ever installed a bike, you're going to need something to put on the pedals and stuff like that as well. Most of the foam just tears off, but you do have these zip ties that are 1/4 inch zip ties, so they're a little bit of a work through. Trying to be really careful. I don't want to scratch this. So it does have a nice kind of shiny finish. Looks like there's also a hard mat here on the shocks. There's the handlebars. Those are completely off.
got just a couple more. Our brake cables. And again, if you've read anything online, this does fold up, and we'll kind of walk you through what that looks like. I'm going to turn this over now so we can get some of these other pieces. Now you can see this is obviously folded. I haven't looked at this yet, so we'll go through this and talk about this in just a second. But on the back side, got a little carrying platform here. And handlebars fold up. I'll be locked into place. Again, I don't have brakes on it yet, so I'm a little weary just to let it sit here. This is out of the box. We have one more cable here, so I'm going to lay this down. So in this box, you can see here, you've got an owner's manual, you got a wrench that they send with you, you've got your two pedals, a small Allen wrench, another mechanism to lock the bike in place, which we'll probably do in the installation. A bell that can be installed on the handlebars. Hopefully you can pick that up. And then you've got your ion battery, which comes with an extension cord. So we'll show you how all this works together when we talk about the installation, putting everything together. So when you jump into the installation, there's a couple things that you'll want to be aware of, right? This is a tongue and groove, and it also has this quick release here. So you can see right here, it'll give you measurements for how tall people are, how tall the rider is. There's a tongue and groove right in here, so you can't really put this the wrong way, right? So even if we go at the highest level here, like this, we still just want to lock this, and there's numbers in here, so you can get it to your desired height, again, like this. The bell is just a single screw, so you'll need a screwdriver to unscrew this, and you'll screw it right around here. So we'll put this on, and we'll show you what that looks like. And then the locking mechanism for the snaps in like this. And you can see that our handlebars and the wheels are all lined up now. Maybe you can't see that, but the locking mechanism is off at an angle. So, but the handlebars line up straight. You've got your LCD screen here that you can loosen up and kind of twist around so that as the rider, you can see right here, things that I really like is they've got these kind of plastic things around all of the cables, your brakes, your gears, and all of that kind of stuff. If you're familiar with bikes, you can tighten all of that up later. You can also see that our seat is off a little bit. And so this is also a quick release on the seat. You would just open this and raise and lower the seat to its desired height. We're actually going to need to tighten up this so we get it tighter. There you go. A couple things I've also noticed before installation, right, is before putting everything, is this carry rack has some hooks on the bottom, so you could use some bungee cords or different things like that to have those here. And again, our battery is actually in the piece that folds. So the battery is right in here. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We've got the charger all set together. So we just need to plug this guy in and have it charged so that we can get everything going. And then the last piece is we need to put on the pedals. And they are labeled. So there's a right and a left. And those need to make sure that you match these up. So here you can see there's an R right here on the actual pedal itself. And so these are just threaded. And once you get them tight enough with your hands, you can use that wrench to tighten them up a little bit more. Okay, so right here where it folds in half, you can see right here, right where my finger is, there's a little tiny Allen screw, and that actually needs to come out because this is where you're going to put the locking mechanism in. Super small, and it's just a Allen screw. I'm not going to screw it all the way out. When I say the locking mechanism, is you've got this bar here that's going to go inside of the latch. So I'll just show you really quick. So here's your locking mechanism. On the front, it has an open, and what it'll do is it locks around this little peg here. So this is the KBO KB1. So this is the KBO K1 electric bike. It's foldable. Total weight is 48 pounds. We're going to go through all of the details now that come with it. And so as I point to each part, we're going to walk through everything with you. So in the back right here, you've got a Shimano gear shifters here, and these are connected down here all the way up to your gear shift here. It does come with a bell that you can see there. Over here on this LCD screen, this will tell you all of your information about your bike. When you turn it on, you'll have a bunch of different settings that you can go through, and all of the manuals that you can see. So it'll give you a top speed. It says 20 miles an hour. We've gotten it up to 21. It depends on the rider. It'll tell you a ride time. It tells you battery power. You can also change your assist level on the bike up to a 30-degree incline. Now this boasts a 500-watt brushless geared motor that is hidden in the actual frame, which is right here. You can take that out. It does come with a unique ID number or a VIN number, both the battery and the bike, so I would write those down somewhere. When you get into your owner's manual, it'll have information, so we'll show you all about that. It does have the padded seat here for those of you that have big tushes like myself. It also has this removable rack on the back, which you can add different items here. When we're talking about brakes, we have front disc brakes down here. They're electric. And then we also have rear disc brakes connected back here, as you can see. Up front, we also have front shocks, which will absorb any kind of bumps or hills, so you can ride this on street, you can ride it on dirt, you can ride it on gravel. So the removable battery we'll show you in just a minute. As far as the light, there is a light on the front. It's a 40 volt light, and you can see that it plugs in right here. One of the things that we failed to mention was how to turn on the headlight for the KBO K1. So it's super easy. So you can see that it's on. Once you have power, we'll start from the very beginning. So we're going to power the whole bike off. We'll hit the power button, and you'll see that the power is on. Then we're going to hold this top, which is the minus button, for 3 seconds. And that will illuminate the LCD screen, but also turn on the headlamp. You can see here, this is 40 volts. Pretty bright if you're looking right into the light itself. And then to turn it off, we would walk through that same process. We just hit the minus button on top here for 3 seconds. The LCD turns off as well as the headlamp. And you'll notice from the front view, you've got these 3-inch wide, 20-inch round fatty tires. These are the Chow Yang tires that come with it. And let me just show you how you would charge this. You can see that we've got the charging port right here, right up next to where the bike folds in half. You just plug this in right here, and on the other end, 20 volt that will go in, and it goes through this battery powered pack that charges there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you how quickly it is to adjust the seat and the handlebars. Those are just quick locking that you can do, and then we'll show you how to fold the bike in half. Total weight for this bike is 48 pounds. Once it's put together and folded up, it's going to be 35 inches by 20 inches by 28 inches. Walk you through how to adjust the seat. Super easy. You just have this quick lock here, and then you can just move it up and down, and then push that back into place here. It's the same with the handlebars, which are right up here. Quick lock, and this will go up to a certain height. We showed this when we did the installation, so you can have a measurements of where everybody's at. The cool thing about this quick lock is that the handlebars can actually detach as well. So if we get a close-in view right here of this, we're just going to pop this off, lift up the screw, and the handlebars actually fold down right there. And you'll see that this is at an angle. So when this comes back up, we put it here, we just put our locking mechanism back in place. Very similar to when we fold the bike in half. So if we come over on this side, this one is a little bit different. So this one we had installed a pin that was right here. We showed you on the installation. Put the power plug back in here. This has a little tiny lever right here that locks. So you need to unlock it. That has unlocked the bike. And then you can see we just fold the bike in half. Put our tires together. I'm going to put the kickstand up. And this is where we would take off the handlebars and throw it in the back of a car or a trunk. And it's just as easy to unfold. So when it comes out of the box, the only thing that you really have to put on are the actual handlebars. In the top, this locking mechanism is already there. So I'm going to do an unfold really quick and just show you how to lock this back in place. Bring this all the way over. And we are locked in place, ready to go.